So no, y'all. Let me tell y'all a bit what happened. So I literally just got into a car accident on July 21st. And that was a Sunday. And so what happened was, so it was Sunday morning. I woke up. I was supposed to go to church, but I was like, I just don't feel like driving to church, but I'm going to partake in doing it, right? So I was up, I was on my live stream, listening, taking notes, all of the above, right? Cat wants to be in the video. Come here, you want to be in the video? Let me see you. Let me see you. Yes, let me see her. Oh, look at these. She always wants to be in the mix. Say hello. Good talk. So anyway, I had ordered me some Waffle House. It was nearing the end of the service. And so I had ordered me some Waffle House because I was hungry. I was going to go do my laundry, all of these things, right? I was getting prepared. And so my Waffle House is ready to go. I said it was going to be ready at 12:19 p.m. So I leave about 12:20 because it's Sunday morning and it was packed, and so it was just up the street. So I was like, let me give them a few minutes and then I'll go. So I go and I get the Waffle House, right? So excited. I'm about to eat the waffle. And then, I was like, I'm not even gonna add cheese on the egg because I got cheese at home. Why pay an extra $1.50? For who? Cat, could you thanks. So what is this? I went, picked up the food. Like I said, I was really ready to get back home, eat it because it was about to be hitting. Because I haven't had no Waffle House in a minute. It was about to hit. Like when I tell you I haven't had Waffle House in a minute, like I haven't even had Waffle House after like being out on a Saturday, like Saturday night, and it's like 2-3 a.m. and you about to smash some Waffle House. You know. I didn't even have that for a minute. So you trying to get out? You don't love me no more. So I'm driving back to my apartment. I'm literally like 2-3 minutes away from my apartment. So instead of going the way that I normally go to get back to my apartment from getting the Waffle House, I decided that I don't want to wait at the light. So instead, can you stop being a cat for once in your life? So I get my Waffle House, and like I said, instead of going up the street that I didn't want to wait, because I didn't want to wait on the light to change, and I was ready to get home, so whatever. For the 15th time, didn't want to wait for the light, so I turned on to a bigger street so I can get up to the side streets to go to the neighborhood to get to my apartment. So I do that, and I pull onto the street that I was gonna go on because I didn't want to wait at the light. So I'm going straight and I'm listening to Feel the Need, Anita Baker. Got to feel the need. If you don't know, Anita, baby, you got to get caught up in the rapture of Miss Anita, honey. So I was at that part of the song, right? I was going straight, and this lady comes out from the side, and it's happening so fast, but yet in slow motion. So I'm like, I honk my horn for a second, and I literally am like, oh no, we're going to crash. And as I say that, I go and I do this with my body, and I just remember me being here for it felt like forever, right? And I was just screaming. I was like I'm telling you, like I'm not being dramatic, none of that. Like this is how it happened, like through and through. Like I'm not trying to be no extra dramatics besides the dramatics that I'm putting on. Like this is how it happened. So I was driving, and so like I said, I honked my horn. And I didn't even have time to like swerve or nothing, and so I think I put my foot on the brake a little bit, but so she turned in front of me, and I was going straight. So she turned, I was going straight like this. I hit the front of her car. Right? So once that happens, I'm still stuck like this screaming because in my head, I'm thinking I done went through the window. I'm thinking, oh God, the car's about to blow up. I'm thinking I'm gone off the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like the fish out of water type of deal. And all that I could think of in those seconds was, like I said, it happened so fast, but yet in slow motion, was when I was sitting there after the impact. All I could think of was those videos that we had to, and if you know, you know, comment and let me know if you remember the videos we had to watch when we were in high school, and you had to watch them for driving, right? And they make them dramatic as heck, don't they? Yes, they do. They make them dramatic. But me, girl, I'm sensitive. So in high school, when I was watching this, they had people flying through windows and over her and body parts and limbs and stuff. But anyways, I'm thinking I'm that, right? That's the first thing my mind goes to is I'm that. I'm through this window, baby. So I immediately be like, okay, Sapphire, get it together. I open my eyes and I say, get it together, Sapphire. You are alive. I say, get your seatbelt off. Seatbelt wasn't jammed. Got that mofo off. Open the door. Door wasn't jammed. Got out the door. So grateful, so thankful for that. That nothing was jammed. You know, my legs weren't pinned in or nothing like that. And so I get out of the car and I see the lady get out of the car, and then she goes and she takes her child out the car. And so my brain, I'm such an empath and sensitive. I immediately was like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, you know, like I didn't just get in the wreck, right? But I'm like, are you okay? To this little baby, and she's not a baby. She probably looked like she about 4 or 5, but still, you know, a child is a child. So I was just like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Da da da. And I was asking the mom if she was okay. The mom looked like we were about the same age, type of deal. And so I was asking her if she was okay, and she just was like, yeah. And we were both just kind of standing there. And so I was like, okay, stuff was leaking from my car. So I was like, okay, y'all, let's go over here. Let's go get in the grass. Let's get over some. So thankfully, we were, like I said, we were in a neighborhood. So thankfully, people was out walking their dog, and just people from their houses just came out and to us and was able to be in our aid. And so appreciative of those people. Thank you all so much. There was a nurse that was by my side. She said she was a nurse. Obviously, she wasn't working. She just was out there, you know, in her plain clothes, and just people coming up and making sure that we were okay. And so once the nurse came over to me and I finally like realized, okay, Sapphire, hold on, you was also in the car wreck, right? Not just this little girl and this lady. You was in the car. You was driving, girl. You was just I look over at my car and I immediately started hyperventilating, basically going into a panic attack. Like, and I'm telling you guys, I'm not being dramatic. Like, I am someone who remembers things very vividly, especially things that are maybe traumatic or things that just are very impactful. At my car, and again, I start hyperventilating and thinking, and they're like, breathe, you know, tell me to breathe and all that. And it just is, you know how it can be. And so I stopped breathing. Like I think my breathing just became too fast paced, and I felt like I halted myself a little bit. And so then after that, I my eyes were back in my head. I kind of like faint. I guess I faint instead of like passing out, but I like go back or whatever, lose myself. The nurse and the people catch me, and so I'm on the ground. Like I remember this so vividly. That's like the issue as well, as like why do I remember this so vividly? And so I was on the ground and I started like compulsing. So basically, I hear them saying she's having a seizure, she's having a seizure, she's having a seizure, and I've never had a seizure before. You know, I've seen them. I've been trained on how to, you know, make sure that someone is okay. And thankfully, like I said, thankfully, thank God, there was a nurse there, um, you know, and making sure that we were all okay. And so while that's happening, you know, there's other people they didn't call the ambulance and things like that, the 911s. And so yes, I remember being on the ground compulsing, like in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like I am having a seizure, like I can't move, I am stuck, I can't breathe, all these things. But what's crazy is that I wasn't having a seizure, more than likely because you know, I was very conscious of the whole thing. And I just remember people staring at me and looking at me. And I was finally able to, you know, calm my body down along with the help of the others. And so I go and go to sit up, and I'm kind of a little bit like, oh my gosh, these people are staring at me. What is all of this? Even though I recall it all and I was there, it still was like, okay, I kind of came back into the reality of like me being able to break that fourth wall basically and talk to people and be like, okay, hold on now, what y'all staring at me for? So I sit up and stuff, and I finally get on the phone. I'm able to call my dad, and I call my mom, and I let them know what's going on. And so, the paramedics come and things like that. And, um, they ask me if I'm okay. They check me out. I got an entire burn. I'm just going to insert the pictures. Like, this part did get, so this right here is a burn from this right here is a burn from the airbag. And so is this. And so this that you're going to see in the picture on here, that would have been on my face. Right. So I'm so grateful that to myself for doing this, because if I did not do this, that would have been my whole face, and I feel like my everything else would have been like worse as well if I had got hit with the airbag. Um, Sometimes, like when I wake up in the morning, like okay, so even the day of, even the day of when I got to the hospital, like it was hard for me to like talk. Like I felt like I was talking like this because like the reason that I was talking like this is because this part of my jaw, it to me it felt very tight, like tight, like I was clenching, and like it was hard for me, and I like if I moved, like it would just be really really bad for me to move. So if I moved, it would just be really bad for me to move. So like all of this felt like it was just it's possibly swollen on this side, but it just felt like really tight, and especially if I went to go like, the jaw was tight under there. And so when like I said, I got to the hospital, they x-rayed me and stuff like that. They made sure that none of my bones were broken. I didn't have a concussion or anything like that. And so thankfully there was nothing like that. I had a couple of contusions on my head. Like it still swore right here. Like if I touch, I think the bumps are gone for real, but it's still sore right here to touch. So that's like no fun. And then like I said, like all of my chest and all of this, it just is like really hurty. And then like to move my pinky sometimes, like like this whole thing right here feels like there's a nerve damage or something because the way it hurts, I guess. But I mean, like I said, they did X-rays and stuff. I guess that I'm okay. Don't mind my nails. So this one got broke. This one got broke in the reg, and then I just took off the rest because it was just time. I'm about to get me a new set soon, but um, yeah, those are the injuries. I have to go to. I'm about to start going to the chiropractor, physical therapy next week on Wednesday, the 31st of July. And so like I said, by the time you guys see this, it's gonna be like around my birthday or something like that when I drop this. But yes, I mean the injuries were pretty. Like I said, they weren't as extensive as they could have been. Meaning, like I could have had a broken limb, broken neck, and no legs. Like I could have been pinned in or something like that. And so it was thankfully not that bad. And the lady's car wasn't too horrible. Like thankfully I didn't hit the back of her car, right? Because the back of her car is where her child was. So I just hit. It was mainly on her and front part of it. So not necessarily thankful, but I'm grateful that it wasn't too. I'm just grateful the whole thing was nothing so serious to the point that we needed serious medical treatment and things like that. Thankful that her child is okay, her daughter is okay. I'm thankful that she seems to be okay. I don't know, I haven't talked to her since, but yeah, those are the injuries. Despite the way it all looked, we were walking, we were able to talk, we were able to remember, we had all of our senses, we had all of our self intact, and minus the impact, right? And that's just the biggest thing that I am so 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 grateful for. There are some things that I'm still trying to like necessarily deal with, I guess, with my emotions, coming to terms with all of these things, right? And by the time I put this out, like it's going to be a little bit past the past July and like what's going on, but because I want to make sure that I get everything cleared, squared away before I do X, Y, and Z and whatnot with next steps and things like that. But it was definitely a whirlwind for me because I had never been in a car accident at all. The only, like I've been in a fender bender. Like my first little accident thing was I slid in the rain. I slid in the rain and hit somebody. my car got messed up and hit the back of somebody else's car. Um, that's the closest that I personally have gotten to a car wreck. And so this was just the wildest thing to me. And something else too that I don't think that I'm ever going to stop remembering or feeling is the impact. It's like when I was telling this to someone else, she was like, your senses, it was like your senses were heightened. So like I said, it happened so fast, but yet in slow motion, right? And I don't know how to explain that unless you just know yourself, right? Unless until you feel it for yourself, you'll know what I mean. But it was so fast, but in slow motion. So and during the impact, like I felt the metal of our cars, being crushed and caving in, and I could smell the fuels and all of those things burning, and I could hear the all of that happening, right? And the sizzling of the car, and it was just, I don't think that that's something that I'm going to ever forget. Not necessarily forget, because obviously I'm not going to forget that, right? It's just not something that I don't know. It's something that's just very impacting me at the moment. Because a part of me feels guilty, right? Because I'm like, I should have went to church, right? I would have been 30 minutes away in another county, in another city. I wouldn't have been here trying to get some Waffle House. I should have been at church. But also, I can't think that way, right? Because the things happen for a reason. It's not like I got up and said, F church, I ain't about to do none of it. That's not at all what happened, right? I know that God still loves me. God was watching over all of us. God was watching over all of us and made sure that we were okay to see another day. And that is why I really, really, really have that desire to be like, this is why I am here, right? Something that a lot of people do not know about me is that I very much struggle with accepting the good things that come my way. It has always been very difficult for me because in my experience, when good things happen, 10 bad things occur. And that's what I'm learning to get out of that headspace and that mindset on the matter. But sometimes it's hard, right? Especially when you're accustomed to certain things, and we all can attest to this. That when you're accustomed to something specific, it's hard to kind of get out of those ways and understanding that there's another way for you to be able to go about your life, and there's another way for you to think about things, and it is not necessarily that all things good things happen to you. Good things can happen to you, and they will happen to you, and they do happen to you. And one thing that I also realized is that I was when those things was happening is that I was always focused on the negative part, right? I would be like, oh yay, this good thing happened, but then immediately my mind would go, well, X, Y, and Z is about to occur because A, B, and C just happened. That's not always the case. And so I feel myself kind of like reverting back into that because you all know, like I had literally just dropped my video and like I feel myself becoming and I'm doing all this and da da da, and then boom, I get into a car wreck when I feel like I'm at my peak, right? I feel like I'm really doing something, and this happens, and I feel like I'm deterred because it's like now I can't do this, now I can't go here, and now I can't impact people over there, and it's like no, there's no stopping my game. My friend told me, I'm so appreciative of him, but he told me that this does not stop you. I am still on top. I am still someone who is going to continue to pursue all of my dreams and doing the things that I said that I am going to do. Nothing is stopping me because I'm still here on this earth and alive, and I still continue to see every day. And so that's just the biggest thing that I am just so grateful of. At the end of the day, will I get a new vehicle? Yes, but it's also still like, I was in a car wreck. You know what I'm saying? I could have lost my life. They could have lost their lives. So much more could have happened. And I know much more didn't occur, but it's just that fact of what did happen. To me, it is very impactful. Um, but just being able to right now, I just feel okay. Right now I don't feel like too angry or too sad or happy or in a certain mood because I'm getting a car or something like that. Like right now, I just feel like I am in shambles, and I feel like that's okay for me to feel that way. But also at the same time, I need to remember, hey, Sapphire, you've got to continue to push forward. You've got to continue to have that thrive and that strive, because that's what I would want for other people who are going to be following me, right? Other people that are going to see me as a leader. Is, did I let this stop me? Did I let this get me down? Did I let this stop? Did I let this, put a halt or a damper on all of my plans and things that I said that I was going to do? And to that, I say no, because in that is the devil stopping me from pursuing and excelling in the things that I know that I can pursue and excel in. And I can't do that. I have to continue pushing forward, and I have to continue doing these things so that I can really make it to that level of Sapphire that I really want to be at. We all have room for growth, no matter if we're 4, 14, 24, 45, 65, or 85, right? We all have room for growth. We all have room for things to learn and to do. We learn something new every day, regardless of if you want to believe it or not. We learn something new every day, and that's what it's about, is continuing to live and being happy that we are alive. And I understand that that part can be hard too, because I feel like if this was old Sapphire that had gotten into this car wreck, old Sapphire would have really been down, would have really been out, would have really been like, I don't want to talk to nobody, I don't want to see nobody, I don't want this and this. I'm just going to be wallowed up and curled in my bed watching SpongeBob. Girl, where you gonna get doing that? Nowhere but in the bed watching SpongeBob. Heck. So, you know, I know me, right? I know where I have how far I've come, and I know that my feelings right now are valid, and I know that I could be in a worse headspace and predicament. I could not be alive, but all of these things are not true, because I am all of these things. I am alive. I am able to pursue. I am able to continue. I am able to, still have my feelings, but still learn how do I, push past that? How do I move forward? And it's not about staying in the past, it's about continuing forward. So, yes, is this sad? Yes, is this something that it's like, yes, it's sad. But I know that I have this room and have been given this chance, this opportunity to still be alive and to still pursue, right? If I wasn't supposed to be here to pursue anything, then I wouldn't be here. That would have been made sure of. And all of the times that I have come close to not wanting to be here, I am still here. I'm still here. And you're still here. And we have to be so thankful of that, so grateful of that. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and know that you can push forward and past any obstacles and circumstances that come your way. Any vicissitudes of life, baby, you know how to get up and be like, let me jump over the hurdle real quick. Let me let me be Shakari. Well, she don't jump over hurdles, but you know what I mean. Heck. So I don't know. Just moral of this whole story is live your life like it's golden, baby. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Golden. Live your life like it's golden, baby. Live your life like it's your last. Live your life like nobody in the world would ever come for you. Live your life the way you want to live your life. Be positive in yourself, right? Stay humble, stay down, but also knowing that you can excel and be this greater person and bigger and better than what you are today at this moment. Because nothing can halt you, nothing can stop you. I used to tell people all the time, this is a joke, but like when I was in like high school, I still say it now. But people be like, "Oh, Sapphire, can you do this for me?" Why? You got two legs and a heartbeat. You got two arms and a heartbeat. But this is so true, right? I got two hands. I got two arms. I got two legs and I got 2 feet. I got my head and I got my whole body in a heartbeat, baby. I'm here. Yes, in a heartbeat. Hey, y'all remember that? What? boys, we are the boys in motion. We give you our devotion, boys. We are the boys in motion. We give you our devotion. If you remember, please let me know if you remember the Boys in Motion. Boys in Motion gang. What you mean? They need to get back together. We need to get the band together. Boys, we are the boys in motion. We give you our devotion. Boys, we are the boys in motion. We give you our. But no, okay. So you remember when they came up on the episode of Raven and they were like, "Yes, in a heartbeat," and they were like, "That's for my new hit single, Yes, in a Heartbeat." Boys in motion, stand. What you mean? Hey, I need the girlies. We need to get together. We need to get the boys in motion. We need to get the band back together. Y'all remember the episode of Phineas and Ferb where they got the band back together? That's what we need to do. We need to get all to the places and we need to get the band back together. One of y'all working at the library, one of y'all working at the hair salon. Where? We need to find you. Because, baby, when I tell you, boys, you're the boys in motion. We give you, like, they had one hit. You know what I'm saying? And we still in, boys, we are the boys in motion. We give you our devotion. Sorry. My bad, sidetrack. A little bit ADHD right there. But anyway. So, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I need to stop doing that. But thank you for listening to my TED Talk. And I really just want you all to remember to be happy, be jovial, be the peace, be the person, be the you that you are to be all of the things that be all of the things that someone's, be all of the opposite things that someone is telling you that is negative. If someone's telling you that you're not smart, if someone's telling you that you're not beautiful, if someone's telling you that you ain't got no style, if someone's telling you all of these things, be the opposite. Oh, that's what you're gonna say? Well, let me show you real quick. Let me show you real quick. If that's what you're gonna say, be the opposite. Because maybe, let me tell you, it's your life. It's your life. Hey, hey, wasn't that old dude from the commercial for the college? It's your life. You're sitting on the couch. Get up. Anyways, but no, for real, it's your life. You sit on the couch. Get up. Because what you're going to be doing, you're going to get up the next day and be like, well, damn, I should have did it. Let me get off of here. Hey, I love y'all.
Many months later.
Okay, so today is October 8th. It's Tuesday, October 8th. We are well into now what is called fall. Don't we love fall? The changing of the weather, of the leaves, of the season, of the atmosphere. It's all just fantastic. However, this is indeed an update on the previous the car wreck that I had just talked about. This is me 3 months later, or just about 3 months later in October now. And I am doing pretty okay. I still do not have a vehicle. However, there's a reason for that. So let's just kind of get into like what I've been up to with the healing process, things like that. What was the aftermath of the wreck? So, like I just explained, I did get into a car accident. We are all okay. Thank God we are all alive. We came out of that accident with minor scrapes and bruises and burns, but all with our lives and no broken limbs. So that was fantastic. But afterwards, I obviously went to the hospital, things like that. I did mention and talked about the biggest injury that I did receive was injury that I did get from the accident was the burn here on my arm. Hold on. Okay. And so as we see, it has definitely healed since then. Everyone keeps telling me you need to put cocoa butter, you need to put this on, whatever, so it heals and you don't have a scar anymore. Secret about me, not even a secret anymore. Fun fact about Sapphire, I like scars. Not necessarily that I like scars, but I don't mind scars. I feel scars tell a story. I feel that scars have meanings behind them. We did something in our life, and this is what I have to show for it, right? And this is just another something to say, hey, something I went through and I made it out of, and I'm here today to be able to talk about it. So that's the biggest, like I said, injury that came out of that accident. Was this burn on my arm? Back problems, things like that, things with my neck from the seatbelt and the jolting and whatnot. So I have been going to physical therapy. I go to see a chiropractor. They're a fantastic company, lovely people. I will definitely be going back like after this is over to just get like my back lined up and things like that. But once I met with them, and I might insert some clips here and there. I don't even know how many, if I even have things of what I've been doing at PT, but it's not anything crazy. It's kind of like a routine meet. I go twice a week. And like I said, I've been going since August. So I go twice a week. I did the muscle shock therapy, whatever that is that the athletes use. I love it. That's something that I think that I would purchase on Amazon. They actually told me that they're pretty cheap on Amazon for people to have in their homes, because I think that it did wonders and does wonders for the back, and for the parts of the body that it does go on. So that's what I do, and then I get on what's called like this rolling table. It has like these. They look like the rolling pins that you use. That's what it feels like is on the inside, and it just rolls on your back, and things like that. And then you get adjusted, and then you get a massage, and then that's the thing. So when I first initially went, I spoke with the chiropractor, the doctor, and she gave me kind of like did x-rays and things like that, talked about, things that happened in the injury and whatnot. So she can kind of write that out in order for me to go back to get settlement from this. So that's the reason why I don't have a vehicle at the moment, is because I have to go to PT. And if anyone's been in a car accident, I'm so sorry. However, if you've had to go through this process of after the car accident, you've had to wait for settlements, or you've had to do this, or you've had to do that before you could get, the money or whatever it is that you were entitled for, after the accident. It is work. It is such a process to get to that. And like I said, it's only been 3 months, and I have to wait until I'm done with PT in order for me to even start that process of them writing up, what the quote and what they're going to give me, basically. So that's what that is. A part of me was, I wanted to be so hasty, right? And I wanted to just immediately jump back in and get a vehicle, because if you know me, Sapphire is always the one with the car. Sapphire is the one that I'm gonna get there myself. Like, I'm the one that wants to drive to the occasion and not have you pick me up, because I want to be able to leave when I want to leave. Like, I'm one of those people. So this not having a car it's a hindrance for sure. It makes me feel like I'm so dependent on people. However, I can say that this is also something great, because out of this, it gave me the ability to trust other people. It gave me the ability to open up my heart a little bit more, to let people be there for me, to be vulnerable around other people, and let them, open their arms and open their whatevers to and assist me and aid me in the ways that they can. So, asking for rides and things like that, not feeling bad for asking for them. Now, I try to be careful when I ask. I try not to, bombard people or ask too many times. But I appreciate, if you're watching this, I appreciate all of those who reached out to me, all of those who offered me, all of your love and your guidance and your support, all of those who, actually physically helped me in getting from point A to point B, made sure I wasn't stuck out here in the streets. So I'm so grateful for you all who actually love and care for me, and I love and care you guys so much. Wait, let me do this for the girlies who don't like it. um, so yes, So like I said, like, and other than that, and the main thing too is that's another thing is going into like my mental, kind of in the middle of it. That was something that I was really struggling with, is the fact that I would have to rely on other people to, get me where I needed to go. Right, I have my groceries, and I can't go do this, and I can't do that. Well, baby, if I wasn't supposed to be there, I wasn't supposed to be there. If I needed to be there, I'm gonna find a way to get there, and that's just what it is. But another thing, again, like I was saying with my mental, it's that whole fact of I'm having to revamp how I'm doing things. I don't. Next step is for me to get a vehicle, and so with me going to PT, that is going to determine how much money I'm going to get, basically, so that I can go get a vehicle. Um, and so this is going to take some time. So I'm really just trying to, not be hasty about a car. But also, I just don't like the fact that I don't have a vehicle and I can't get around on my own personal like time, um, in the timely manner that I want to. Like, I can't just hop in the car and go. But it's okay. It's okay. Because life's what you make it. So I actually, and around this time when the accident happened, like right before the accident happened, and like I was dropping my first YouTube video and things like that, like I was really in a groove and really feeling myself like becoming this woman and doing these things that I was actually going to be doing and implementing them into my life. And then the accident happened, and I'm not going to lie to you, it really did. I told myself to not let it deter me, but it did deter me for a while. For a while, I felt inadequate. I felt like I couldn't do anything because of this one thing, a vehicle. When baby, there are people out here who have never had a car in their life, and they are doing everything that they can to get to accomplish things that they're trying to accomplish. And it's not even the fact that I didn't have the vehicle. I think it was more so the fact that I just felt stuck, and I felt like I couldn't continue to move forward because, again, I just felt stuck, and it may be stemming right back to the not having a vehicle, and now I'm here and I can't do this, and it's like, no. So really it was having to get myself out of that mentality. So that was also another reason why I was kind of gone, for a little bit, and was just trying to fill up my time where I was gone with me recording, instead of me, um, just not doing anything. Um, so yes, that was the biggest thing, is that I feel like I dropped the ball on some of the things that I was trying to do within that time, because that happened to me. However, I feel that, I did take time to, feel the emotions and to understand that that's something that I went through, and to be okay with myself and to not beat myself up too much, knowing for a fact that, okay, Sapphire, you are starting to be, you are starting to feel less motivated and deterred from your accomplishments and your goals. However, again, like I said, it's about bouncing back and but first of all, it's about allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling. It's about allowing yourself to be in that comfort zone, to be in that little bit of a lackadaisical zone, where you're just, okay, I'm just going to be chill. I am just going to hang out with my friends. I am just going to do X, Y, and Z. I am just going to watch TV, but also knowing when to take yourself out of that mode and that comfort zone and that comfort space and that mentality, and knowing, hello, cat, say hello. Good talk. So, being able to take yourself out of that headspace and say, hey, we've got to get it together because this is not what we said that we were going to be doing. And slowly and gradually getting yourself back into the pace and the groove of what you were doing before. And if you are someone who can just throw yourself back into it, because that's what you have to do, is you have to full-fledged throw yourself into it, then throw yourself into it. Do you know that I'm in the camera and now you here? Just throw yourself back into it. But also at the same time, I'm going to use me as an example. As much as I want to, I can't. Okay, Kat. So, hey, it's Royal Majesty show now. So just let her. Anyways, as much as I want to throw myself back into everything that I was doing full throttle, I know that I can't do that because that's going to cause me to feel overwhelmed and overstimulated, and my anxiety is going to shoot through the roof, and then I'm not going to want to do anything at all because now I'm going to want to avoid all of this. So one thing that I did to kind of start really getting me back in the groove was making sure that I was updating my stopwatch planning and updating my stopwatch, updating my stoplight planning and updating my to do my everyday do list. Um, that was one thing that I did. The second thing that I did was picking out my clothes on Sunday. The third thing that I did was making sure that I continued to cook on the times, on the days that I allotted for myself. And then another thing I did was I started working out again. So I've been back on Mondays the past couple of weeks, working out again. And things like that, and it's made me it helped me to feel more motivated and feel like, okay, I can accomplish something, even if it is something so minuscule, so small as writing a to-do list, writing your goals, something as small as washing the dishes, something as small as sweeping the floor. Because if we all know those Sunday mornings when we don't feel like getting up because we maybe just partied on Saturday night, but we know that we got to clean up on Sunday and we don't feel like it, but we know once we get up and we put on that song, we put on that music and we start going, we might just start picking up some here and there. We start real small, right? You don't just throw yourself in and immediately start mopping. No, you start small. You start by picking up the things that don't belong on the floor. You start by then putting stuff up where they go. You start by then doing X, Y, and Z. And then you gradually work up to those things that's going to require you to exert more energy or going to require you to do more than just picking up the things off of the floor, right? So it's the same thing in that of being able to take your time to get back. It's the attack. Do you see how she's aggressive? Wrong with you? But being able to take your time to just get back into the flow of things and know yourself, know who you are, know that, someone else, Brenda over here, might be able to. Can you know that Brenda over here might be able to, really take that time, take 10 days off and immediately jump back in and ready to go? Like, I've been ready for this. Or you can have people like me that's like, yep, I took the 10 days off and I still don't want to do it. I still don't want to go back. I still don't want to get up. I still. However, you know that there's one thing that you're going to do that's going to continue to push you forward towards doing that biggest thing in the day. You're going to be in trouble forward and closer to the bigger things that you're going to be doing within your day. So I mean, that's really the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway from the whole experience is, one, for myself, letting myself be vulnerable, and not even necessarily letting myself be vulnerable, but letting my guards down and trusting other people, trusting those who have shown me that they care for me, trusting those that have shown me that they want to do for me, and being able to let them do it. So that's a big thing from this. Number two is knowing that, hey, if something hits me, if something, how ironic, if something gets me in the middle of what I'm doing, I can't let it deter me so much that I stop what I'm doing. But what I can do But what I can do is let myself feel these feelings, let myself feel these emotions, let myself feel what's actually going on around me and not trying to suppress it or not trying to act like nothing's happening and just going full throttle. Because then when you repress and you suppress, that's when all the other mental things start going on and then you start going crazy, and we don't have time for that. Right? So being able to let my guard down around those other people and knowing that they care for me and trusting in those people. But and then also for two, knowing that I can't let things deter me so much, because they don't. And I am the deterrent in my life, right? Nothing else can deter me unless it is a physical, actual, like, deterrent. I am the one in charge of myself and having to remember that. Um, in three, life is what the hell you make it, okay? We all know Hannah Montana. Life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. Let's make it rock. Life's what you make it, so come on. So come on, everybody now. If you know, you know. Put in the comments. If you know, you know. We gotta, and aren't we happy for my girl Miley? Yes, we are. I'm late, but I'm happy for my girl Miley for winning the all-time whatever award. Anyways, back to the premise of the video is to just know that I feel great. I feel happy and alive. Avi. I'm living my life, right? I'm continuing to pursue, I'm continuing to push on. And though I feel like I was pushed back a little bit, it's all about a minor setback for a major get back. And that's what I've got to recall. So, again, I want to, if you're watching this, I want to publicly thank everyone who reached out to me, everyone who cared for me, everyone who took the time out of their day, out of their week, or whatever it might be to help me get around, to make sure that I'm okay, and in doing what I need to do in my life and taking time out of your life to do so. I love all of you guys. So yes, guys, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and it's going to continue being a journey. Every day is a journey. Every day is a gift, and every day we must take hold of that and really pursue and really try in our endeavors. So, that's my update. I'm alive and well. We're gonna continue to keep at the PT, continue living life. Yes, stay tuned. I will be dropping next video here soon. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be dropping the next video is gonna be my birthday, little vlog video or whatever. That was a really fun time. I enjoyed highly. So I'll put that out. And my birthday was in August, so y'all, I know I'm behind, but I promise I'm gonna get it together. Okay, bye.